Top down monoladies, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuku was born as a Amazon? Or should I say Zumy slash Zuku was born as an Amazon? Because in this What If, I'm trying to think of that, my hero, it's similar to Dark Shadow. Oh. Here, I'll show the picture. It's similar to him. But Zumy is the one in control. Or Zuku. So, basically like that, but her brother is like her armor. So, and so she was born as a sister or actually Wonder Woman girl, her, Zumy, and or actually their mother said, "Oh look, you have triplets of two girls, and oh my goodness, one of them is or actually it's like 3 for 2. What do you mean? It's when I say 3 for 2, it means that both people fused into one body. One girl, one boy. As they're like, okay, what do you mean by that? Basically, there are 2 people living in one body. And they could change, they could go from Zuku to, Zumy, and then back to Zuku. Fine. Like, they can change their genders at any time. Like, wonder who will be in control. But they can also separate into both of them. But Zuku is I'm giving him a super unique power-up. That every time he takes damage, it's basically like, how will I put this? Basically, like if Todoroki and Young Mahenga, or whatever his name is, the one that shoots a laser out of his stomach, and Jiro and Ready Girl, all of them use like long range or short range on him. He could absorb it into his body, and then he becomes basically becomes a powerhouse, like what Doom is, or not Doomsday. I meant to say Doomsday, not okay. But Zumi ni, I know this is not totally accurate, but Zumi ni was a basically wears the same dress thing, like how pretty she was or is. She was so pretty that if she goes into like a town, every boy or young man instant loves her. Like, stares at her for days if. But some of the girls are like jealous thing. But when they know that, or when Zuku was there, or if it was like Zuku switched with Zumy one day, then every girl gets a nosebleed because let me tell you, he is way buffed. Like, forget Doomsday, forget All Might, and it's like fusion of All Might, all the buffed up Nomus, like Nomu, huh? And All Might, and I keep saying Doctor Doom, but um, Doomsday, name, name, and he's way more intelligent than Tanya and forget what their principal's name is, Nezu. Oh, so and he has not as humor, but when if someone explains it to him, then he'll get it. Basically, like me on like some of the things that happen in this real world stuff. So, but they can share. And plus, if one of them dies, he's the other will take over. And if both of them die, well, the entire world will crack open. So the plus their mother says to Zumy and Zuku that they need to get away from here for a while, okay? And Zuku says, I'm fine with that. It's gonna be cool to explore new places. Right, Zumi? As Zumi agrees. So but Zuku already knows that he's a boy and they aren't or boys don't be allowed on Amazon, but Zumi is allowed, but he's not gonna tell her that. So he like, well, I'm off to or we're off to see any cool people. Okay? As their own sister like knows that like she tells him to not be careless, okay? As he says, I won't. After all, what do you take me for, a rookie? As she knows that, and he's just calling himself that. So she says, well, this is a goodbye. And see you guys later, okay? Not my intro. No, no, no. It's what she is saying to Zuku and Zumi. before they left, a giant monster, the size of a building, came out of the ocean and starts attacking it. As he says, "What's wrong, Amazons? Could you not take a heat?" As Zuku says, "Leave this one to me. I know what I'm doing." As he he knows that the fire only affects him, but with his because it's attack, not hit, or it's treated as his attack or their attacks on him, and he becomes so powerful. As he looked at that creature and says, "You may die here. I hope that you enjoy your last breath." As Zuko straight up punched the monster into a rotted soul, basically killed him, and Zuko took it as he ate it. Huh. Hmm. And then no more monsters left. As he tells them that, "See, leave it to me." As he and Zumy left, and before they leave, he turns around and tells them that if you need anything, just call Zumy, okay? Or if she's not around, call me, okay? Okay. And now he went they went and left. As some of those Amazons or his own sister looks at their or her mother or their mother and says, "He'll be dead in 5 seconds." As their mother says, "No, just have faith. After all, he is your brother anyways." And or or they know, or they all know now that Zumi and Zuku are the same person, but with different personalities. So they went to the Japan. They and so the doctor, or not a doctor, yeah, a doctor on here was just out sitting in his comfy chair, looking at a world and thinking to himself of, that's just funny. As of course the doctor asked Zuko, oh, or asked who are you? "I'm Zuko Midoriya, or Zuko." As he doesn't say his full name, As plus, the doctor says, you're good thing. And may test you if you have a quirk. Sure. As he, very interesting. A couple minutes later, very interesting. Izuku, you have a most powerfulest quirk that I ever seen before. It's a unique quirk. Basically, this is what he is saying. Basically, I'm trying to do this in a softer tone, not in like, well, Zuku, this is how real. Sorry. Woo. So, this is how we do things. I know I talk like some kind of type of idiot. So, let's continue. So, the doctor says, well, you have a quirk called infinity and zero. As he says, okay, what do they do? As he says, well, I never seen that type of quirks, so I hope that you're prepared for it. Oh, we're prepared. We? What do you mean? Well, my sister, or should I say my other half, knows it. As came out was a clone, or actually it was her came out. Like duplication one. As the quirk doctor says, okay, let's see what your quirk is. And then a few minutes later, after that, Zumy? Is that your name? Yeah. As Zumy says yes. Well, your quirk is quite literally the weakest one of your brother. Fire manipulation, or half fire, half lightning, half, or you basically have elemental one. As she says, okay, that's cool. And have it, both of you gone to UA? No, we just got here from from Washington. As he knows that, United States are you, Well, we don't even really know that you guys were coming, so they both like, well, let's sure. As Zumy is like, yep. So they both like walked as, or actually my original plan was that it was Zumy, or no, Inko. In my original plan was to have Inko get Zuku and Zumy, and because her real biological son is, or actually was, or she has one daughter, her. She was just a toddler. As so, Zuko and so they both meet, and so they get adopted by her. So Zuko and Zumy were basically got adopted, and they went to UA at 15. And let me remind you, they were like, after they reached age like 12 ish, they ended up like, she became even more beautiful. Zuko became more handsome as like anyone. Heck, when when Mountain Lady saw him, she almost wanted to like take him to date. I was gonna say to bed, but then I was like, no. So when they went up to UA, they meet Tanya, as so Tanya says, "Hello, what's your name?" As he does that hand swipe thing, as he, "Oh, my name is Zuko Midoriya, and my sister, that's right next to me, is." So I just used, or I did like a quick swipe, so Zuko explains that or as, both of you are here for the student and thing, right? As he says, yeah. As she, or he knows that he's been adopted, but so now Zuko, or not Zuko. So Zumi was like, "Hello," as Zuko says, "And don't mind us. If we go creepy, that's okay. It's our little habit, right, sister?" As he says, "Yep." She says, "Yep." Yep. And she says, "Yep. If we get creepy, that's normal for us. We always been that way." As, but at the, or when he got done with the written part, or both of them got done, or all three of them got done in Momo, or actually, they were done before Momo even got started. She didn't, or when she saw Zuku, man. Here, I'll just show you what does Zuku. Here, MO from My Hero Academia. Basically, when she saw Zuku, who was done faster than her, he was like, dang. And of course, she also becomes way more like attached to Zuko. Like he even was trying to stop thinking about, or her face said it all. Like she he because how powerful he is. Of course, at the same time, she saw Zuko's his sister. He was like, she thought it was his girlfriend, but it was safe to say. So one day, or after the robot thing, or actually, he saved Ochako's life, but at the same time, he gets punched by zero pointers. Not just one zero pointer, 5 of them, like hitting on him as he went all supernova, as everyone was like her. Basically, as his own sister, hold on, his own sister says, "That's my brother right there." There. He, he, he knows how to bring down a house. As they were, or he was mostly worried. Only person that was really worried was Tanya. Because they seen that, or when he was worried that he might get outpowered. Like, or Todoroki was like getting upset. Heck, all the females were wanted to date him. Like Jiro, Ochako, Frog Girl, Momo, Invisible Girl, and her, her, and her, and her. So all of those girls wanted to get married to Zuko. So then, in this what if, and Bakugo is upset. Like, I don't know who the heck you are, but you need to leave. As before he even said leave, Zuko literally punched Bakugo so hard, Bakugo ended up in the nearest atmosphere. Basically, like across the entire town of Japan. As that was, as only people that really know that Zuko is not screwing around. So he ends up as Class 1A student. And he basically sorry, I was combing my hair because I saw myself in the mirror and I man, I would give anything if I had like Tanya's hair. Sorry, sidetracked. So the so when his sister, or actually he, because they know that Zuko, or actually Zumy explains what they have. Like, we both could change, like, appearances. As, or actually, they separated into two. So, as Tanya asked Zuko, who, before, like, I know that she's your sister, but what is that thing? Like, are you just genders or something like that? No, it's we are switching places. Basically, what, like how your shadow works? Yeah? Huh? Well, picture me as Dark Shadow. How he has two different ones, but me and my sister could switch places. So she could be walking around as herself, and like you both men, or all of us men, fall in love with her. And when switched, or like say me, him, she switched back to me, then all of the girls. We're technically one and the same. As Tanya's, like, understands what it means, like, basically, they're not, like, gender swapping, they're just switching places. So, then, of course, Momo went up to Zuko. Here. Momo went up to Zuko as she went. She had that face. Or before she even met Zuko, she had that face. She became like let's see what you, or, or actually, as she says in her Angie thing, she says to Zuko that, hey Zuko, or where you are, as Zuko introduces himself as a polite man, that he goes, he, er, let's, Zuko was, like, he was so polite that he was not super intimidating or anything. He looks like a bodybuilder, basically. Like as strong as a man. But he has a heart of a polite man. Not like what his other sister does. Like fight for survival thing. But they all, of course, Tanya, or actually, I was gonna say Tanya, but then I was like, no. Inko was her. How was it, Zuku or Zumi, or Zuku and Zumi? As Zuku says, well, it was pretty good, but the those five 0-pointer robots punching me down into a ground is just hilarious. You want to see their robotical face? They melted as so. They put Zugu slash Zumi. So Inko kept calling Zuku and Zumi like Midoriya's, because her father's is. They both wanted a boy, anyways, or triplets, like two, but they ended up getting one. So then, but at the how will I put this? Inko wants her daughter. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And her son to get married with someone else. Like basically. So now let's switch over to her. So she was like, I really, or in her head she says, I really miss my brother and my sister. Or as she knows that they both are pretty strong fighters. As she asked her mother if that's okay to hear their voice. Like, their mother says, yeah, as to call them. As Zuku was, or actually, she telepathically called Zumi first. And she says, "Hello, sister. What's up?" As it's good to hear your voice, by the way. How is everything? As Zumi, inside of Zuku's body, tells her that, well, it's pretty good. The big brother has a gun's powers, basically infinity and zero. Mine is fire manipulation, or actually elemental manipulation, as they're like, wow, it seems like you two are having fun. As she says, yeah, my big brother and I, as you can't believe this, not as she knows that what her words were gonna say, or actually, their mother knows what, and as she says, "Wow." Of course, their mother was listening to their conversation. As don't tell me they like adopted you. As Zumi sighs, like, yeah, but now they gave us the last names of Midoriya. Huh. That's our last names. As they're like, huh, it suits you, but you're still gonna be our or part of this family, no matter what. As they said, yeah, totally. Okay. As and there's also something else. Um, they have like school here, and we mean, what was it, brother? As his brother was too busy with like learning new stuff. Oh, he's just ignoring me now. As he was like going to bed because it was pretty late for them. So his so his own sister transformed a palm, or like his hand into hers, and smacks him awake. So he says, "What's up, sister?" As well, it's our sister, or sorry, our sister is calling, and she wants to know what we have been up to. As says, did you tell him up, or did you tell her about the? I got like surrounded by zero pointers punching me. No, I'll let you do that. As when she heard her brother's voice and told her that he got jumped by 5 pointers, they are big machines. As she says, that was pretty fun, isn't it? Yeah, but now, oh, it's time for us to go to sleep. Or, or actually, Izumi is like full of like energy, but Zuko is just tired. So, because all that power could, after he uses it, it makes him fall asleep. So, but now it was the next day, so she says, it's time for us to go to bed before we go to school. Big sister, just know that you'll, okay? Was, as she says, I know, little sister, and tell your brother to stop snoring so loud. As he says, I heard that. I know that my snores are loud, but okay. So now it was the next day. Zumi woke up um as she Zuku was already like he had brushed his teeth, and as Zuku had super speed, like faster than Tanya, and all the speed users, like a Flash, this Flash. So basically, all of them put together. That's how fast Zuko gets. So, as Zumi, he asked her brother of, can you, or can I borrow your speed? As Zuko says, in his tired form, like he says, sure thing. Just let me rest for a bit. Of course, I'm always be in. As she says, thank you. As she runs all the way to class 1A. Because they got those, like, both pads things. As, and during the same time, actually his, or their, like, sister, or adopted sister, one, where is she? The one that had golden hair. She was age of 4. Like, basically, her size was basically was Aries' size. As she says, go right ahead, brother. Have fun. And sister, as they run super fast. So, as Tanya knows that it's Zumi, so Zumi, he basically says, you're not late. Where's your brother, by the way? As, hold on. She says, he's here. He's just a little bit tired from because I woke him up last night. As so, Tanya says okay, and he at least comes out to say, I'll say good morning to him. As she says, sure. As he comes out of like a shadow. Basically like and crawled right out of a shadow like did you really have to wake me up, sister? As Tanya says, well, good morning, Sleepy and Zuku. Well, at least I'm not late. As he, so Momo, or actually, when Momo saw, or like she turns, and she saw, or she knew about like Zuku and Zumy are sharing the same body one. But she has like two things. One, she wants to love on Zuku. Okay. And two, she doesn't want on Zumy. Basically, she keeps thinking about Zuku. It makes her happy when he's around. And so, as now, Mr. Aizawa's, or like he went in as Zuku, who was Class 1A, and so did his sister was. But Mr. Aizawa knows that Zuku and Zumi are the same because Nezu told him. So now he says, "Where's Zuku?" I want as of course Zumi and Zuku were as Zumi looks at her shadow, says, "All right, brother, this sleepy guy is more tired than you." As he comes out of his shadow, at the same time, or actually, Black Mist comes out, and Zuko was there. So, as Mr. Aizawa tells Zuko that he needs between you got first, so they were like, okay. So I'm skipping the quirk assessment test because Zuko passed and Zumi did too. So Momo knows that she sometimes, when Zumy is around, she becomes more blushed, or she becomes more embarrassed, kind, or angry at her. But when she sees Zuku, she went from being like angry, ticked off, to being a and like that. And she loves Zuko so much. So now, no, and the person that really likes, or is like a opposite to Momo, was actually not just one person. It was Hantaro, Manader, and Human Pikachu. 1, 2, 3, or actually Todoroki, or yeah, Todoroki. I always call him Todoroki, but his actual name is like right there, Shinso. So, because when Zuko appears, he is angry at Zuko. But when Zumi is appeared, Todoroki wants to get married to Zumi. It's like a little love triangle thing. But Zuko and but Zuko no, or actually Todoroki knows that he can't be fighting Zuko. He could easily fight Zumi as well. So, same thing as what Momo is. If she fights Zumi, she has to fight Zuko. It's like a double situation. I talk so fast. Sorry. So, Zumi was like, huh, nice stadium. As 13 is like, huh. Or actually, they, or Zuko could tell that something's gonna be weird. As he tells Zuko, or Zumi, that as he cloned, or he came out of her shadow and walked through bushes. Alright. And ends up grabbing the one, the only, Kirigiri. So, and now, no, of course, at the USJ, the incident thing has happened. Thanks to All for Ones, used the portal to open them and like did all that stuff. But Zuko took care of it in about 5 seconds. as he basically like knocked everybody out. Like, well, bam, bam, bam. It's like the One Punch Man, where he like punches everybody, but he does it with one punch instead of like multiple. Sorry, I just had a thought about that scene where one one Punch Man punches the champion or old school champion. So now, so they were like, okay, and Momo and rest of the girls, they now know that Zuko don't mess around, as he are only people that are respecting him as a man was actually, let's say, Denki Yama Tails guy. Look at him. His tail is like longer than a human body is. And Tanya, Redhead, and Bakugo, Six Arm Dude, Dark Shadow, Muscular guy, him, or Diabetes guy, Tape guy, and the Kenji, the rock guy. Basically, plus some women. That's only in class 1B, or A, sorry. And all of those men from, and women from class 1B. So, the Shiraki-sen says, Nomu, kill that son of a gun. As the Nomu did, but he knew how to attack humans, but his heart, or actually Nomu's heart things, or like their quirks, activated. So basically, the he the Nomu became, or actually, one Zumy was out, and she was helping Mr. Izawa out, as the Nomu went for her to basically like not to tear her to shreds, but it's like a wild dog getting contained. So Zuko was like, huh, very interesting. As you thought, or probably some of you are probably thinking, well, he's probably a Nomu is gonna have her way with her. Like, get in bed kind. So, So basically, that's what happened. He got contained like a wild dog, and then he got prison, and then so Shraki-sen got out of there, and like so so Zumy, or actually in my original plan for what sports festival was Zuku against the brain dude. The Hold on, let me find his picture again. If I don't, I'll just use like Dobby's because it looks similar to me. ah, so Zuko battled against him, or actually before. This is a hilarious part. You know that one scene where a bunch of students are like from other classes are right at the front door of class 1A? Well, in this what if, only person that really showed up in the front of a class was Monoma, or the I'm looking for so Monoma down here, that guy right there. Do you see where he's at? He, not the top one, but the bottom one, the yellow haired one. He was says you're pretty dumb because Zuko was the first one was gonna come out, or after he came out, Monoma said that, and well, it's like a red flag has been thrown, and Zuko just got ticked off at Monoma and punched him all the way out of the window into 20, or actually 5 buildings. As his sister's like, he needs to calm down a bit. As they're like, agree. Zuko, calm down. As they know that he doesn't need power levels. As he says, he shouldn't insult me like that. Or anyone that with that attitude. As they're like, yeah. As some of them are sweating bullets because how strong he is. As then at night, or like right after that, they went to bed thing. She called Zuko, like, so how is your school today or yesterday? As Zuko says, it was fine. But the students, or a couple of the students, made me mad. So I took care of them. As she says, you really need to control your anger. Yeah. But it was just one guy that I really didn't like the most. He was in class 1B student. And if you were here, sister, you would definitely be understanding why I'm ticked off at him. As she says, yeah, but you're my brother, so, and how is Zumi doing? She's, well, she's sleeping, and, and, as she, or as he looks at her and notices that there's a, like, not cancer, but there was a burn mark on her arm. As he, as she says, she's what? Huh. Well, she's sleeping, but I can't believe how. Or there's this one student in our class that he really needs to get on someone else's nerves. Be calm, brother. I know that you are just as they talked for a while, and he so they went and left, and I'm skipping the sport or not the race one and cavalry panel because Zuku and Zumi won that fight one. They basically slaughtered. Part 2.